Hello, my name is C, and today I have a whip and chat for ya. It's been a while, I think. Again, I have a busy life, but also a boring life, so I never have much to talk about. A lot of the time it's just me fangirling and complaining about the weather. But we'll get there. So, today I'm working on Lake Forest. It's Make Market. I bought it from Michael's in September, and I decided that now would be a great time to work on a summer kit as I look out my window and it is snowing. You know, sometimes it sucks here, but we'll get into that. Anyways, I'm working on Lake Forest. I started it September 4th. This was like something I did with my friend. We went to Michael's, we picked up kits together, and we started working on them. Except she decided to go be a butt and go to school again. Not again, her term started up again, so she's not in the same city as me. I guess it's acceptable. But I'm deciding now is a great time to finish this kit because I want it done before New Year's. I want all my whips done before New Year's, but that's not happening. Anyways, I should really start, doing the whip part. Whip stands for work in progress. So I'm going to work on a diamond painting so you have something to watch while I ramble. And you do whatever fits your needs in the moment. Maybe you're working along with me, or maybe you're doing chores and I'm just kind of background noise. So let's get started. Again, Lake Forest. I have my pens here. Guys, I keep wanting to move it up, but I know that I've zoomed in, so we're good. I've finally upgraded my multi-placer to one of Diamondart Club's stainless steel ones. This is this is a 6-placer. It places 6 rounds and 7 squares. It's great. I love this. I'm gonna get a second one. This is from Création de Belle. This is from Création Morin. I'm gonna get a second steel placer for this guy because this is the Diamondart Club one. This came with it. Anyways, beautiful pens. I'm also using in my blue pen putty from Création Morin. It's Alpine Cheer. There is a candle that I am thinking of at this moment, and it smells exactly like it, but I cannot tell you what the candle is. I have no clue. Maybe it's one of my Timeless Library. It might be one of my Timeless Library candles that it reminds me of. So, that's all I got. I just have, like, craftably wax in this guy. I usually only use this one for ABs, so the coating doesn't muck up my putty. Anyways, let's get into it. I have a whole list of things to chat about. So this can either be I blow through my list and we have like 30 minutes of chatting, or I ramble about everything and we have like 3 hours of chatting. I'm not going to let this go to 3 hours. I'm going to keep an eye on the time and make sure it only goes to like an hour. I don't think anyone wants to listen to me ramble for 3+ hours. So awesome. First thing I have up on my list is winter sucks. Which is hilarious because I live in Canada. 90% of the year is winter. I'm just annoyed because the weather can't make up its mind on whether it wants to be fall or winter. Like, it has snowed many times, and every single time that it snows, it's melted and then frozen, so everything's just a sheet of ice. I have fallen on my butt once already. I'm tired of it. And then it all melts, and it's like super nice for a few days, so I pull out my high tops again, and I'm happy as can be because I can wear my favorite shoes. And then it snows, and then I'm just stuck trying to figure out what kind of shoes to wear because my winter boots, kind of have a hole in them. The side of the boot is peeling away from the sole of the shoe, so there's a hole. Also, the outer layer is kind of peeling. In other words, I need to go winter gear shopping because my jacket also sucks and needs to be replaced. But it is way too close to Christmas for me to be doing that, so I'll just suffer. It's fine. At least I can drive this year, so I'm gonna have to edit that out. Oopsie! Sorry, you didn't hear anything. Hi, if you're coming back from a jump, that's because I went very detailed on where I lived. That is not happening. So, hi, we're back. I was complaining about winter gear and how oh my god, why am I like this? See, now I'm annoyed with myself. It's fine. It's totally fine. I'll just take out a good chunk of this. So if you're coming back from a jump, it's because I was dumb and I said my city name and where I lived and without even thinking. So we're back. Anyways, I need a new winter jacket and boots, but at least I can drive this year so I don't have to deal with my city's public transportation. Because they can never have their stuff together and, you know, actually follow their own schedule. So, that's great. I totally understand. It's not the bus driver's fault or anything like that. It's just annoying to deal with. Anyways. Yes. So it's been snowing, which also means my good old knee pains are back. This is not something I talk about a lot. Well, see, here's the thing. I complain about it a lot. I don't know if I've talked about it in any extent of, like, when I did lives on Instagram, or if I talked about it here yet. But I have a bum knee. I don't know what I did to it, but it hurts. It hurts is not, it's just achy and creaky. And how old do you have to be to get a new knee? Back in like 2019, 2018, somewhere in there, I went to my doctor and I'm like, hey, it feels like I have a spiky rod going through my knee 90% of the time in winter, and just when I move around too much, which shouldn't be the case because I was, like, I'm 20 years old. At the time I was, ooh, no, I have my years wrong. At the time I went to my doctor, I was 19. So, like, my knee shouldn't have felt like that. It still shouldn't feel like it does now. At least that's my opinion. But I went to my doctor, we did a whole bunch of, like, blood work and x-rays, and he came back, he's like, try taking some iron, see if that helps. Like, I know I have an iron deficiency. I know it's not something I deal with all the time. And by that, like, I deal with the iron deficiency all the time. It is a constant presence in my life. It will never go away. What I mean by what I don't deal with it is I don't take what I need to, only because it makes me feel worse. I'm supposed to be taking these little iron pills. However, it doesn't matter when I take them, what I take them with. Sorry, that's really loud. It always leaves me with a stomach ache. So if I take it at night, I can't sleep. If I take it in the morning, I'm going to work feeling sick. It doesn't matter if, like, I have tried every trick in the book to get rid of this issue, and it just doesn't work. But I also feel like talking to my doctor is like talking to a brick wall, so I need to find someone new, but I just don't have the energy to deal with doctors, so it's fine. But anyways, back to the weather thing. So my knee is back to feeling achy and not the best. But, yeah. And it really doesn't help when it's winter and I can't keep my balance because of all the ice. It pulls my knee the wrong way and it's just not fun. So there's that. Winter sucks. I hate it. It's dark when I leave for work. The sun's already setting when I leave work to come home. And then I just don't have the energy to do anything because, I mean, it's dark out. Dark means sleep. So, there's all of that. Yeah. Whatever. I don't think I actually talked about what I wanted to, but hey, we're fine. We're good. No, I did. Winter sucks. Okay. Let's move on, because I can ramble about winter all I want, and nothing is ever going to change unless I move, but moving's expensive, and no. And I'm lazy. It's a lot of work to move provinces. It wouldn't even be like moving city thing. It would be like moving provinces. There's nowhere else to live in my province that's warmer. I live in the middle of nowhere. Not really. It's a big city. Anyways, how's my writing going? Oh, if you don't know, last Whip and Chat I said that I gave myself a bunch of prompt questions, which is like, how's work, how's reading, how's writing, things like that. I don't even have work on here. We're gonna go back and we're gonna talk about work. So here's the thing. I love my job. I absolutely love it. I work in libraries. Right now I am on a term and I am bouncing between 2 schools. Great time. However, one of these schools is incredibly tiny. So the library shares the same space as music. Now, as a child, I was never a fan of music class because it is a room just filled with noise and you cannot escape. And it is the same thing now because we're going into winter and Christmas, which means let's pull out the bells and give them to a room full of grade 2s. It's not going well for me. Like, I mean, usually I listen to music or like an audiobook during my downtime when there's no classes in the library. Well, when there's no library classes, there's music. So I can't listen to my audiobooks or my music because there's just a frustrating amount of noise. And I don't deal well with loud noise. So it's a struggle in my mind. Sorry, I don't deal well with constant loud noise. That's what I mean to say. I don't know what to... There's not even anything I can do because the school's too small and there's nowhere else for music to go, so it's not like I could suggest an alternative solution. So, whatever. My term ends right around Christmas, and I will be free of the library / music unless my term gets extended, which is not looking likely at the moment, but hey. I actually wouldn't mind going back to... I say going back, I have never subbed a day in my life, but I've been on the sub list multiple times. I just somehow managed to get terms, which I am extremely thankful for. But I wouldn't mind going on the sub list because my school / work experience got so screwed up because I graduated in 2020. So when I graduated, all of the schools were shut down and everybody was learning from home. Oh, I see more of you. Which meant I couldn't sub because there was nobody in the schools. And then that September, I was immediately shoved into a term. I accepted the term. It wasn't like a, hey, go do this or else. It was, hey, do you want this? Yeah, sure. And then that term got turned into a permanent position at another school that lasted several years. And then I lost that position, and now I was supposed to go sub again for a new division. And I was excited to sub for the new division because it gave me a chance to, it would have given me a chance to see what other people do with their libraries and how things are run, and maybe give me ideas so I can learn some things. Because that's, I want to learn what people do. I want to see what others do, how I can incorporate that, how I can do better. But I never got that chance, so I'm kind of hoping that come the new year, maybe I can sub at least for a little bit. It's a lot of work to bounce between schools and pick up shifts and go like half days and everything involved, and it'll be a huge cut to my paycheck. But I think the learning experience from subbing would be worth it. But it's a lot to talk about, it's a lot to think about. Anyways, on a happier note, and a less stressful note, the other school that is not library / music room, the students there, some of the grade 5 students there, are super avid anime watchers. For those who don't know, I am obsessed with anime. I have purchased 6 cardigans that are all based off of anime characters. So now at that school, it has become a game to guess what character I am dressed up as for that day. Which means I really need to go and buy some more of these cardigans. Because the kids get so much joy out of me just showing up and doing like a little mini cosplay every day. It's a lot of fun on my end because, well, one, they know the character, so woohoo, but also my cardigans that are like, hey, you can wear these every day and no one will know what you are or that you're being nerdy. It's kind of ruined because these kids will run into the library first thing in the morning, scream at me whatever character I am that day. Deku has become a very popular one. And then for the rest of the day, whatever character I am is my name. They won't use my actual name. They will use the character name. To the great confusion of every other staff member in that building. I actually wore my Sailor Moon one the other day. And, so I was just chilling at my desk wearing my Sailor Moon one, and my principal comes by and goes, you know, that kind of looks like Sailor Moon. So I'm like, it actually is. And he goes, oh, and just walks away. I'm like, you know what, sure. I don't know if that's approval or disapproval over my choice of clothing, but you know what? I'm gonna do what I do. But the main point of the story is that I really, really need to, get some more cardigans. I actually almost bought a Kaminari Denki and Howl one because they were, like, in stock, and, like, they would ship right away. I would have them, the kids could, like, guess at these ones, and they'd have a good time. But I'm like, no, you know what? My family has been asking for Christmas ideas, and these would be great things to put on there. Because I have no clue what I want. I have more to talk about Christmas, which I will get to. But yeah. That's about where I'm at for work stuff. Okay, let's circle back to how's my writing. I have an idea. I started working, I've talked about it a couple times before, but a piece called Midnight Dance. And I have the roughest draft for it done, and I am excited to share it because I think it'll be an interesting listen. but it also depends on how I read it, if I can read it the way I imagine I do in my mind. Does that make sense? I don't know, but that's where I'm at for that one. It needs some edits, it needs some more ideas, it needs to be cleaned up. Again, it is the first draft, and nothing is ever perfect on the first draft. Actually, scratch that. Perfect is impossible to achieve, but you can always do your best. That's kind of what I live by, because if saying perfect is an impossible standard. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that, because there's so many thoughts I have around that. But if anyone's interested, I guess I can do another whip and chat and just delve into the idea of perfect. Who knows? But I'm also thinking for Dear Reader, I haven't talked about, for Midnight Dance, I'm thinking I can incorporate it into Dear Reader, and it's going to be, Dear Reader is a new piece I'm working on. It is not a story. I don't know how to describe it, but it's going to be a question piece. The biggest question, actually, you know what, I'll share a little mini spoiler for it. The opening line is, Dear Reader, how much of you is really you? And that's the whole piece of it. Well, that's the beginning idea of the piece of it. I think I'm gonna work Midnight Dance into this, and it's gonna be fun. I don't know if I'm actually gonna pull off the idea, or if it'll make sense to anyone outside of me, but I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be really fun. I'm nervous about sharing my work, but I'm also like, I've been writing for 12 years. It's probably time to start sharing some pieces, because I want to. Like, writing's fun. I may not be the best, but it's fun. So here we go. I just need to figure out what piece I want to do for the time-lapse part of it. And that all boils down to how long this piece is. So far I have, I think it's like 3 pages so far. Midnight Dance is like 2.5. It's not done. It's not totally done, because I need to add ideas now that I'm combining the two. I need to clean it up, add edits, fix up dialogue, descriptions. I need to go find stuff. So there's a lot going on with that one. Dear Reader will be the exact same way. Actually, that one's probably longer, because I started writing it in my OneDrive, and then it was like the middle of the night and I had a really good idea, so there's like a massive paragraph in my notes app that I need to also incorporate. I have these notebooks that I bring to work, so I've jotted a few ideas down in there. I need to incorporate that. So it's either going to be really long. Again, it depends on how I read it. Because if I do it like I have imagined in my head, it'll extend it. If I get nervous and blast through it, it'll be super short, which won't happen, because I will keep recording it until I get it right. I want this to do well. I want to do my piece justice. So there's that. Anyways, I know I'm thinking I need to get like a beta reader, but I'm like, like I could, like my friend's mom is an editor, but I'm like, I'm not sharing my writing with my friend's mom, so I'm not sharing it with anybody I know, unless I know it's like good. Which, now we're getting to the whole thing, like I know it's good, I just don't want to share it with people I know. Personally, in my everyday life, because that's weird. At least to me, it's weird. What are we doing for time? And can you still see? Yes. So, like, maybe I should see if I can find, like, a beta reader, but we'll see. Who knows? Anyways, into my next thing is personal news / how have I been? It's been rough, to say the least. If you do not like to hear about the passing of pets and animals, I would suggest you pause here or jump ahead, because I will be talking about the passing of my cat. So this is your, like, one warning. So on Halloween night, my cat passed. See, here's the thing about, she started rapidly declining in health. She was always a very energetic cat. She would be literally bouncing off the walls. Like, she would charge up the stairs, launch herself at the wall, and just bounce right off of it and keep going. She would not lose momentum on those stairs and around the bend. So to see her decline so rapidly was hard. But she was an older cat. She was 12, almost 13. She was very close to 13. Which makes sense that she would pass at that age, because our boys did as well. January of 2022, Dylan passed. He was my old boy. My parents got him and his brother Jake. They were litter mates when me and my brother were, I was 8, he was 6 or 7, he would have been 6. So we picked up the boys then, and we knew that those two would pass very close to each other. Dylan passed when he was 12, Jake passed last April, and he was 13. Which was followed by Bandit passing on Halloween. So, rough bit. All 3 of those old boys and my old girl passed during winter, so we took them, my dad took them, I couldn't do it. He took them to the vet and got them cremated so we can bury them at my grandma's. This is where we laid Squeaker to rest. She was our mama cat. So we wanted to make sure that her boys were with her. In a morbid sense of, we just wanted them to be together still. So we took them out to my grandparents', which is where we picked up all of our cats. It's kind of like a return. But we buried Dylan under that tree, and now we will go in the summer and lay Jake and Bandit there as well, so that all of them are together again. It's been a while since I talked about this, and now I'm tearing up again, but it's fine. It's totally fine. So it's been a little bit rough, and that's fine. There's ups and downs to life. So, yeah. But that's it. It's been a little rough. But in, like, happier news, I am a huge pastry / baking fan. Sorry, I'm laughing at myself. So I've been visiting a lot of bakeries with my mom, and that's been fun. We found some really cute places. There's one right up the street from my work, which I'm like, I'm gonna go visit one of these days. Every single day I say, I'm just gonna go walk up from work and pick up some pastries. It's a little French bakery, so I think they'd be really good. They also have croque monsieur. Wow, I said that horribly. But it's like this little, I can't remember how to describe it, but I had it once before, and I had it once when I was in France, and also leading up to that trip, we went with our French teacher to a French bakery, and we had them. And it was really good, and I really want it again, but I just have to actually go for that walk. But every single time I say I'm going to go for that walk, it starts snowing, and it annoys me to no end, because, like, I don't want to walk in the snow. I'm miserable enough, my knee aches, I'm just going to go home and pout. So that's been my routine of, like, I'm going to go to this bakery. Oh, look at that, it's snowing again, never mind. Yeah, maybe that's just the universe telling me to stop spending money. Nah. So that's been a thing. But other than that, like, things have been okay. You know, aside from my cat passing and my terms coming to an end, so who knows if I get enough sub work. But I also really want to sub, but I also kind of want my term to be extended, but I don't, and it's a whole bunch of conflicting feelings, and I don't know what to do about it. But it's fine. I'll just keep repeating it's fine until it actually is. Okay, that's, I'm just gonna take a sip of my coffee here. But anyway, since we're in the winter season, let's talk about how this feels like the least Christmassy Christmas I've ever had. I am usually, like, on top of it, I am done Christmas shopping before the snow even hits the ground. Usually. That's been my past 3 years. I've always been really good about it too. Because I hate last minute shopping. I hate how busy places get, like, at this time of the year. I just want to avoid it all. And I usually shop early. That did not happen this year because it hasn't felt like Christmassy yet, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just me being weird, I don't know. I don't know what's so different about this year, but it is. So anyways, me and my brother, I took a vacation day. We're going Christmas shopping on the 20th, which is Monday. So we're gonna go Christmas shopping together, and it'll be great. We'll go hang out at the mall for the day. We'll get some lunch. It'll be fun. Until the mall gets really busy around noon and I hate everyone. Please know I'm joking when I say that. I hate just being in crowded places when there's too many people, and I'm weird. I like to keep track of the people around me, and that gets really hard in mall, but, like, I'm weird, but it's fine. But yeah. I mean, I'm excited for Christmas because it means I get to hang out with my family and we get to play board games again, and, like, we started this tradition of on Boxing Day, we will go and buy a new board game or two as a family, and then we spend the next day playing them together. So, like, there's things I'm looking forward to, but things I'm also not looking forward to, but I think that's just the case. So far my uncle is coming back, and I haven't seen him in like 5 years. I wonder what he's been up to. So if he's coming back, most likely my aunt is coming back. And I haven't seen her in... Actually, I think that 5 years is on the low end, because I would have saw them a few years before the panorama hit. So it might be closer to like 8 or something. I have no clue. It's been such a long time. My family is never one for being, like, close. We don't see each other often. We're all just kind of, like, happily living in our own little bubbles. So, maybe that's why it feels less Christmassy this year, is because, like, families coming together and it's going to be busy and a lot of people, and ugh, but it's fine. It's fine. I feel like that's like my motto for this whip and chat, is just, it's fine, everything's fine. I just I just had the image, oh gosh, I don't know what show it's from, but the guy sitting in like the burning room and just, everything's fine. It's totally fine. That's me. Anyways. Let's, how long are we? We are at the 35-minute mark. My friend is also going, like, she reminded, I texted her, and I'm like, hey, when are you going for your tattoo again? And I keep seeing her get tattoos, and I'm like, I want one. But it's not just one that I want. I want 3, at least. No, I want 2 for sure. The third one is questionable. I want to get good old, like, here, like, inner elbow to my wrist, forearm tattoos. Both arms. And I have had one design picked out since 2014, which is a long time, but at least I know that I absolutely adore it. The other design is something that is close to my heart. Like, the one design is everything that I love. It is an open book with space and a dragon. It is everything that I love. The other one is closer to my heart. It is a red spider lily. Oftentimes, red spider lilies are, they mean death and final goodbyes. And I wanted to get that one. I have a very pretty floral outline design saved in my phone for when I do get this. It does not have a red spider lily, but I think I can talk to an artist about maybe changing it. I don't know. I've never gotten a tattoo before. What's the process like? This is why I'm going with my friend when she gets her tattoo, so I can ask questions. I want to get it with the quote, "You do not yield," across the top of it. It is very meaningful to me, and something that it's what I want. I think it'll look beautiful. It'll be super important to me. And if that's the first tattoo I get, then it is I wanted my first tattoo to be something meaningful and purposeful. So if that's my first one, then I will be extremely happy with that. The other one is just things that I love and that make me happy. Like, books have always been my thing. It's why I chose what I chose for work. So to have a tattoo of it really makes sense. Dragons, I am obsessed. And I think space is just cool. So there's the logic behind that one. It's just an amalgamation of things. Oh, I was also going to get the crescent moon from Treasure Planet. Also incorporated into that book, Dragon Space one. Treasure Planet is one of the most important movies in my childhood, and I do not care if you think it is a bad movie. It is one of my absolute favorites. It is right up there with Pokemon, what it meant in my childhood, because my family used to go camping all the time, and we would watch, on the day we came back from camping, we would watch Treasure Planet and order pizza after we had, no, we never unpacked anything. We came back, we did a round of showers, we get the gross outdoors off of us, and then we had pizza and watched Treasure Planet together. That was our routine after camping. That was my childhood. It is incredibly meaningful to me. I still love that movie, even though I probably could recite it line for line as I watch it. We used to have like an actual DVD version of it. But we've watched it so many times that it would skip and freeze, and yeah. Eventually we had to figure out other ways to watch it. Sorry, I'm adjusting how I'm sitting. Ouch. The other, like, the third questionable tattoo is I've been doodling, like, a vine on this finger, which is some sort of, like, fluffy, I don't know what it is, but I've been doodling a line with some, like, fluffy things coming off of it. I don't know, I like it, and I keep doodling it, so maybe I should get a permanent. And then I've also been doing, like, 3 to 4 rings right here on my thumb, which I'm like, maybe I should just get a permanent. I really love the look of it, but I'm like, also, is that a good idea? Or is that gonna be something I regret? I need to think about that one more before I do it. But the other two I'm gonna do. So yeah, that's my tattoo plans. When I actually do it, or if, no, not if is not a thing, but when is the question. I do not know. I need to figure out tattoo artists and, like, this whole process and how much things cost before I do anything else. So yeah, but I'm gonna do it. I'm actually really, really looking forward to getting that spider lily one done. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, do you guys have tattoos? Do you like your tattoos still? I would assume so. Are you planning on getting more done? Let me know, I'm curious. Tattoos are such a fun thing, and I love the stories behind them, even if it's just like, yeah, me and my buddies decided we're gonna get matching tattoos. We just walked into a parlor and got them done. I'm like, that's awesome. That's still a story behind the tattoo. That's great. I love hearing all those things. So let me know. I'm curious. Or you don't. Tattoos are also personal sometimes. Okay, I am, like, getting through my list. This is good. The next thing is, what have I been reading? Hi, if you don't want to listen to my nerdy rants about the latest brand new chapter of My Hero Academia that isn't in print, it is like 406, 407, somewhere in there, that would be a good time to go away, because I will spoil everything. I will also be talking about Caraval, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, and Fourth Wing. Who knows if, for those other 3 books, if I get into spoilers or not, but this is your warning that I am rambling, and I most likely will spoil something, so if you are planning to read those and you don't want to hear spoilers by accident, now is a good time to click away. Thank you! Anyways, the latest chapter of My Hero Academia has me screaming, and I'm not even joking about that. Like, I rolled over, I grabbed my pillow, and I just... That is the most embarrassing thing I've ever said. Anyways, I am very upset that we have not found out where Mike and Aizawa are. Like, excuse me, these two have been missing since, like, chapter 360. Where are they? I need to know if they're still actually alive or just swallowed by the void and they're gone. Oh, I just looked out the window. The tree is really pretty. I'll take a picture and I'll put it in here maybe. But I'll also post it on, like, my Instagram stories. So, like, whatever. But it's pretty outside. I still hate snow in winter. But we also got, this is, oh my god, it is cheesy as all hell, but, like, okay, so Bakugo is back, he's fighting, he is doing his wild maniac, I'm going to win fighting style. And this dude is just screaming that his name is Kachan Bakugo, and I'm like 99% sure that this dude hates that name, but hey, here he is just declaring that he is Kachan Bakugo. That's totally fine. And he's not even like, he is screaming at this to the #1 super, I should not be using that one. He's screaming that to the #1 supervillain in this series, which I find hilarious. But this dude is also just going nuts, and you know what? Good for him. But I saw the spoilers for this weekend's chapter, so it hasn't been put up. This video is going to go up on the 21st. By the time this goes up, the new chapter is already up. And if Horikoshi is the author of My Hero Academia, the mangaka, I think. I said that wrong. Sorry. But this dude's newest chapter is just nightmare fuel. What? Okay, I think Horikoshi needs to step back from, like, the superhero sci-fi stuff and do something horror-related. Because some of the panels he has done is just nightmare fuel. And I don't do well with horror. Like, I will read the books because I don't see any scary imagery. It's just up to my mind, which can turn things into butterflies and rainbows for all I care. But this dude needs to do, like, some sort of horror manga as soon as My Hero is done. My Hero is ending soon. Like, that's... I really think it's going to end soon. Season 7 will be the last season. Because all of the chapters are just so full of action that when they adapt it to the anime, they will blast through the chapters. Because where did they leave off? Season 6 left off with Izuku returning after going vigilante. I'm spoiling everything. I'm sorry. Season 7, yes, and we saw Stars and Stripes, which is the US superhero. She definitely screams US. I am so sorry I said that. Anyways, if that offended anyone, I'm actually really sorry. Anyways, after that, they go right into part 2 of the war. There might be, like, several days of planning and explaining how they get all the civilians to safety and actually showing that. But right after that, it jumps into the war, which is where we are at right now. So, I don't see more after season 7, but I am also so excited to see what the studios do. Like, I really, really hope that they do an amazing job animating some of these scenes. Because there's so many small moments. There's a moment where not even a word is spoken between Katsuki and Izuku, and yet they know exactly what to do. And I want that to be done so well. I don't want them to just rush through it. I want the animation to be so good in that moment. Because it's just... I can go on like a 2-hour rant for My Hero. I'm gonna spare you the details. I'm gonna move on. I was screaming at the new chapter. Kacha and Bakugo. That's all I got. Is this AB? Okay, is that AB gonna be too harsh here? You know what? I don't care. It's fine. It's totally fine. We'll see when I do the post review what I think about it. There will be a post review for this one. Who knows when I actually finish it, but there will be a post review. What else? I was going to talk about Caraval. So yes, I finished reading Caraval finally. I totally forgot how good that book was. I love it. I just need my library the public library to hurry up with the holds because I'm on a 4-week wait list for the next book, and I'm like, do I just suck it up and buy a script so I can listen to this audiobook, or do I just wait out the 4 weeks? So we'll see what I decide. Because the next one, I think it follows Donatella. I think there's another Caraval game and it follows Donatella. And then we get into, so that's a legendary, and then we get into finale. I don't remember much of either of these books, but it has been like ages since I've read either one, so there's that. And I wanted to reread the series because the final book for Once Upon a Broken Heart came out, which deals, actually this is a spoiler for finale, which follows Scarlet and the fates that escape the deck at the end of finale. So I'm super curious. I remember more details about Once Upon a Broken Heart than I do the Caraval series. But I am super excited to get back into that one. So there's that. So because I'm on a 4-week wait list, I started listening to The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I will say that one is not my favorite writing style to listen to. This book is very lyrical in how it is written. It is very descriptive. It is very soft and gentle. I don't know any other way to describe how the series is written, but the idea is very interesting. So, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea is about, obviously, a girl who sacrifices herself to the sea god in order for her brother to remain with his partner. His partner was originally the chosen sacrifice for this god. I am not spoiling anything. All of this happens within the first 5 pages. His partner is the original sacrifice, but at the moment, she decides that she will let her brother and his partner stay together, and she will sacrifice herself. So she dives beneath the sea to be with the sea god. And now she is trying to break the curse that is placed upon the sea god before the month is up. And it is a very slowly progressing story. It is a lot of detail about the spirit world and the gods of the world and how they deal with the wishes and desires of humans, but their own greed and desires and hopes and things like that. It is an interesting read, don't get me wrong. It is a very interesting idea, but the writing is very descriptive, lyrical, and slow. But I do enjoy the characters. I do enjoy the world building. And I'm about halfway through the book, so I'm excited to see where it goes. And I have thoughts, like, I want to know, like, I'm trying to formulate thoughts here about this book. Like, I want to know why the gods are the way they are. Are they this self-centered and self-righteous, and we only met one god, I should say. Are they all like this, or is that just the one because she thinks she deserves more because she's better than humans, or are other gods more willing to help? I don't know. But it's also interesting written to see how it's written, because this girl is wandering through the spirit world and the gods realm. So, like, the human versus god perspective of things is so interesting to see and hear about, because the humans believe the gods are there to help them, to serve them, to protect them, and the gods are like, you humans are not the center of the world. There are other creatures, other beings. The planet does not serve you. We do not serve you. So it's a very interesting look at, I'm hoping I'm describing that okay, but it's like a super interesting look at the way of things. And right now, the two characters, the girl and the main guy whose thoughts is this way, are on opposite sides and are often butting heads, but also trying to understand each other. And I'm so curious to see what happens when there's an understanding, if things changes, or if it's just that's the way things are. Good luck type of deal. I don't know. I'm curious. You know, it's a good book. It keeps me wanting to come back, which I'm happy to do. And then the next one that I'm reading is Fourth Wing, and oh my god. Sorry, that was really loud. But I don't know what it is. Like, I started listening to this book again, and maybe it's just the author, maybe it's Violet herself, maybe it's the characters around Violet, but the fact that it's just harping that, you know, oh, she's weak, she can't do these things, oh no, oh, look at that, there's a weak little dragon, time to off the weak little dragon, and then the weak little girl, and I'm like, it's just annoying, and I can't stand it. And I really, really, like, I truly want to enjoy Fourth Wing, but this is just, like, I'm hoping it changes, I'm hoping we get somewhere, but, like, I can't do it. I'm trying. I got to threshing and, like, the choosing of the dragons. That's where I've stopped again because I just, it's driving me insane. But that's, yeah. I'm pausing again. I can't. And, like, everybody in the Discord is working on reading Iron Flame. I'm like, I want to read it with you guys. Like, I want to be there with everyone else, but I just can't get through this first book. And it's not even like I'm still at the beginning. I am multiple hours into this book. And I still have 12 and a half hours to go. And that number is just making it so much harder because I want it to get better, but I don't know if it does. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we are at the 58-minute mark. I will stop talking about books and rambling, and I will chat about YouTube for a little bit. So it's been several months of making videos and doing this, and I gotta say, it's been fun. I love making my post review videos. I know I only have a couple up. That's the wrong pen again. I know I only have a couple post reviews up, but those are some of my favorite ones to make. Like, I like just chatting about the kits I've completed. I Share the Outdoors was a fun one to share because I made changes. Apparently I did really well on the changes, so thank you everyone for your feedback. That was awesome. But yeah, the post reviews are fun to make. I also, the unboxings, just because I like looking at kits as they arrive. I like doing the unboxings. I do have some other videos planned. I am also planning, like, I have my time-lapse and story plan, so that's fun. I'm also thinking, like, month in review come December. Okay. Can you still see what I'm doing? Yes. Month in review come I knocked the camera, I'm sorry. Come December. I don't know if I should do a December wrap-up or if I should just go straight into a year in review. What do people do? I need to look into this, I think. It's not even like a what do people do. It's like, what do I want to do? Do I want to do like a, hey, here's what I did in December, and then like a week later be like, all right, here's everything I did this year. Which is going to be a rough time pulling everything out again because I have no clue where I put my kits. And that isn't me just being like, I have an idea. I mean, like, oh no, my sweater's getting in here. I have a clear tote bin under my bed. I roll all of my canvases up and just shove them in this tote bin. However, there is 5 years worth of diamond paintings in this tote bin. I did not even attempt to keep anything separated so I can do this easily. I didn't think I was going to do this, so I did not plan ahead, which means I have to go do some digging, which is going to be wonderful as always. I also have an idea, like, so this year I worked on 105 kits. I've completed 105 kits as of the filming of this Whip and Chat. Do I pull out all my old kits from number 1 and do like a little, here's what my here's all of my completed kits up until this point. I think it would be fun. I don't think I could show some of them, because a lot of the first ones that I worked on weren't licensed, or they might have lied on the website, and I don't know. Like, I have some very, very, very early DIY moon shop. Like, no branding. They look like they come from, like, the cheap budget ones that come off Amazon. And now I'm questioning if those ones were legally licensed back then or not. Like, I don't know. So I don't know if I can show them. But that's a thing for future me to, to look at and decide if that's what I want to do. I mean, there's some beautiful kits in there. I would love to pull them out again. I just don't know how many I can actually show, which requires me to figure it out, but I'm also extremely, it would take forever because and I know some that I can't show. Like, I have a couple customs that I cannot show. I have one from Paint with Diamonds, which is a shame I can't show, because it is the largest diamond painting I've ever completed, and yet I can't share it. So, things like that. What videos do I have planned? Also something for next year. I've started thinking about goals for 2024. Oh god, I'm turning 25 next year. Ew! Sorry, I got distracted. I'm thinking I want to set some goals to be like, I have a lot of small shop kits, but I tend to reach for my Diamond Art Club ones first because I know that the quality is there, but they're also just right here. So I find that I buy from these small shops, and then the kits just sit there. So here's kind of, and I don't want to do that because I want to work on them. They're such pretty images. So here's what I want to do. I want to set a goal for working on like 1 small shop kit a month, and then I can work on whatever else I want. And I really, really want to get back down to 1 whip at a time. What happened here? Sorry, there we go. Because right now I have 6. And as the year is coming to a close, I'm never getting them all done before the year's over, and it makes me sad. No, it's not mandatory for all your whips to be done, or all of my whips to be done before the end of the year. However, I like starting fresh January 1st. But I don't think that's happening this year, which kind of sucks. So I want to get back to doing 1 whip at a time. And also because, like, I look at those kits and I want to work on them again. But then I get something else up and they continue to sit there. And I don't like having them just sitting there for ages. So, yeah. I want to get that back down to 1 whip at a time. And it also, like, spreads out how long it takes me to finish a kit. Because, I mean, even in the case of this one, I started it September 4th, and it sat there because I kept starting new kits, and now I'm trying to finish it. So, and it just kind of like looms over my head of like, you should really get back to this, but I'm like, but what if I don't? And then I just feel bad because I'm like, well, I really like the piece and I do want to work on it. So it's a vicious cycle in my own mind, which is fun. Here we go again. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I don't know. I want to get back down to 1 whip at a time. Maybe 2 if there's like an event, or if I start one of my massive square kits to have a smaller round going at the same time. I don't know. But I want to go back down to 1 whip. Alright, okay. I think I've talked your ear off enough. I think we're at like, yeah, we're over an hour. I apologize. But look, I got a good chunk done. That's nice. Maybe I'll actually finish this one. Anyways, thank you for joining me during this whip and chat. I have more unboxings coming up for you. Oh, that's pretty! Sorry, it's snowing and the wind blew, so all the snow is just falling off the trees. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Anyways. Thank you for joining me. Let me down below, maybe you could put like a tree or something blue in the comments down below if you stuck around till the very end. If you did, I applaud you. Thank you so much for sticking around. And let me know how your week has been. Alright. For the 3rd time, thank you again for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye!